it was a great experience because I tell people now, like, I've been to PWI, JUCO, and HBCU.
So I'm gonna ask you the question what everybody really want to know: is WWE real or is it fake?
Yeah, we ain't have locker room. We had like 3-4 dudes to a dorm room.
It's crazy.
Beds was like on the floor.
Would you jump off a Hell in a Cell?
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out?
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of the Off Schedule Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Isaac Ukwu, with my co-host,
You know what I'm saying? Julio here.
Ugly
Checking
Man,
in.
Big Head. All right, and
Stay hating, bro. That shit bad for your blood, bro.
you already seen the thumbnail. You already seen the title.
Bad for your blood.
Shut up. We got a very special guest. All you OG JMU fans from back when I got to JMU, back right after the national championship, you'll know who this is. We got Keshaun Moore with us, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just glad to be here. You know, catch up with
Big
the boys,
Keshaun,
man.
big Keshaun.
It's exciting to be back. You know, see all the guys. So
I mean, you haven't been back here
4 years.
4 years, man.
yeah, it's been since. So I left January of 19, and then I came back like once, I think, in April sometime, and then I think one other time when for graduation actually 2 years ago. But I ain't been back since then. So yeah, it's been a little minute.
Man, so how was your time at JMU? You know, it's obviously, we said it's been 4 years, but reflecting on that, looking back, how did your time at JMU go?
My man's a living legend around here.
It was fun. You know, I came from 7-5, so it's like 3 hours away. I knew people who came here from my high school and stuff, came on my visit, got my offer junior day, April 2nd, never forget it. And then, but yeah, my time here, I mean, I felt like I did it all for real. I experienced like everything I needed to, like on the field, off the field, stuff like that. I think it was a eye-opening experience because once you get dropped off, you like, you know, you on your own.
Yeah.
And I think the way I was raised helped me kind of carry myself the way I was here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think a lot of the, like, I wasn't ready for like what was gonna come with coming here.
Hey, like we
So-
show y'all, JMU not a real place, man.
Nah, it's not. It's not like it's like its own world. Like as soon as you get off 81 and you just hear
You're in a bubble.
it's like, yeah. And every time I come back, it's like I get goosebumps. Cause I'm like, dang, like
Yeah.
I'm back. You know. Like, so,
But not so obviously your time at JMU didn't end the way you wanted it to. You know, you ended up leaving the school and going to JUCO. So how was that transition from playing FCS ball to JUCO ball the following season?
for me personally, I mean, you know me for a while. I'm always doing something. I'm always working out, doing whatever. So when I left late January, I went home doing classes online, working overnights, doing all that. And I'm seeing like all the snaps of everybody out, spring break and doing all this stuff. And I ain't feel like I was missing out because I had already, you know, had my fun and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was still 20 at the time. So I still had, you know, a lot to live through going through college and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just working out, taking care of what I needed to. JUCO, they don't got no summer stuff, so and I left too late to be enrolled in the spring, so I had to wait all the way up until July, and then I waited all the way up until like July, like 21st, 27th or something. The first day I was able to go and move in, I went, and then the whole time I was just like looking at myself. I'm like, all right, like, you know, not questioning like what am I gonna do, because I was like, I already know what I'm about to do. The day I left, I knew what JUCO I was going to, had a plan and stuff. So at that point, it was just waiting really.
Hey, yo, y'all watching this video, man, pause, man. Pause the video right now and subscribe. We need more subscribers.
Takes 2 seconds.
Takes 2 seconds.
And click the like button, 2 seconds.
Yeah, you'll get to see whenever we upload a new video, so you can be the first ones on there to hear the heat that we spitting on a weekly basis, man.
Day in and day out.
Day in and
I'm
day out.
saying, just take 2 seconds, just like, subscribe for us, and drop a comment, man.
You know what I'm
Say
saying? It's easy. You spend all day in the house anyhow. You do something that's gonna change your future for the better. But now back to the video, man.
So like your time here at JMU, you know what I'm saying? What are some few things that, like, if you were to go back to JMU, what would you do differently, or not even what would you do differently? Like, what would you have a message to incoming freshmen or incoming people going into college?
I would say, because I was exposed to a lot in high school, so when I got here, a lot of the off the field stuff didn't phase me too much.
Yeah.
Like you guys, him, like I came in and it was almost like I've been here for years before. And
Nah, for real.
so like I would say to like a kid who wasn't exposed to stuff coming in, like, you know, obviously you still want to listen to your parents, stuff like that. And it's like I don't know, because it's like on one end, I'm like, you want to listen to your parents and how you was brought up.
Yeah.
And on the other end, it's like you your own person too.
Yeah.
You got to make decisions. But you got to be able to distinguish, like, you know, who your real friends is. You got to be able to look at the end goals. Like you go to school, you playing ball or whatever. It's like, what's your end game? And it's like the same thing with, you know, degrees. He been in school how long, but he got degrees. He knew what he wanted to do since we came in, you know. I didn't know what I wanted to do at first until I went to JUCO.
Okay.
And then so it took me, you know, longer than he did. But I say come in with a plan, know what you want, and then, you know, you just got to work to get there. And if you don't, then, you know, it's repercussions.
And what's something that you could say to about distraction? Because, you know, being in a big college, small college, whatever college, there's going to be distraction. You know what I'm saying? How would you tell the people how to handle those distractions?
I mean, I can only speak on my personal experience, but I would say even while I was here, I've always been big on. I had a high school coach tell me like everything you're doing, do 100% in that.
Yeah.
So like you with your girl, you 100% in that.
Yeah.
You at school, 100% in that. You at football, weights or whatever, 100% in that. And I live life on a day-to-day thing. Like I just, you know, worry about that day. I don't look too far ahead. But I mean, I would just say like in terms of eliminating distractions, just make sure you constantly remind yourself of what you want. And you don't want to be going out and doing this and the third if you got weights in the morning or something. Because I was even doing that when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
But I was still doing fine because I love all of it. I love every aspect of it. Some dudes, like the football stuff, they get to college and they start veering off to doing all the partying. And I know a bunch of dudes who crossed or joined a fraternity, then they stop playing, then they start, you know, doing other stuff, which is cool too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I would say just focusing on like the little things. And like when I was here, I would be doing 100% in whatever I was doing. But the thing that messed me up and what caught up to me was not taking care of the little things, because the little things are going to add up.
Yeah.
And then that big thing turned into me not, you know, being here no more. So
Yeah.
I would say just take care of the little things. Now I pay much more attention to it, and just focus on that. And then, you know, you take care of the little things, the bigger picture is going to fall in place.
Sure.
No, for sure. I definitely agree because, you know, like you said, the distractions are always going to be there. But it's constantly reminding yourself what your end goal is. And I feel like that definitely helped me a lot. You know, because, like, no matter if you, like, I'm good in the books and all that stuff. Yeah, I go to class and all that. But I still like to have fun. I still like to go hang out with my teammates and stuff like that. But you just got to, when you're putting yourself in these situations, you just got to think of how is this going to affect you in the future? How is this going to affect where you're trying to get in the end goal? And if it's going to be negative or have a negative impact on that, then you just got to think twice before doing it and not indulge in them type of things. And also having people around you who are going to support you and lead you in the right direction. Because, you know, some people don't have your best interest in mind, and they could lead you down a path that isn't what you're meant to be on or what your goal is to be on. So, like, I definitely agree with what you were saying, Keith.
Yeah.
But so back to transitioning to Lackawanna. So, obviously, you know, with JUCO, you don't have like the facilities and the accommodations.
What was it like?
So what was it like when you
Describe
first got
to us
there?
the picture. Like, what was Lack
So, all right, because Lack, like everybody who know about the Lack, like Lack is very infamous. And when I first went up there, my first time going was like when I like enrolled in it or something. I only been up there like once before I was actually going to school there. But it's in like downtown Scranton, like where the office is based out of. But it's like downtown Scranton. It's like a bunch of like rehab centers like right around. So you got like, you know, addicts and all that stuff walking around the city everywhere. And I don't know if it's a Pennsylvania thing, but I've never seen that many people smoke cigarettes in my life, like ever. So like you see them every day. Like it'd be a whole bunch out there. But the school itself was good. I'm glad I went because after like the time when I left here, if that would have happened a year later, I wouldn't have even been able to go JUCO.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was like a limit on when you could go there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so I ended up going at a good time, and then like in my timeline or like my clock, or whatever. But
Like you in a modern day prison.
Whoa.
yeah, nah, it was wicked for sure. But like that's like a JUCO, like the Last Chance U stuff. Like they had locker rooms, they had gear dolls and that.
Yeah.
And I get JUCO's, struggle for everybody, no matter what JUCO you go to.
Yeah.
But like one specifically, like it's gonna test you for sure. And if you're not ready for it and you're not built for it, then you're not gonna make it out.
But isn't Lack like one of the best JUCOs out there, like football wise?
Yeah, we went to the Natty when I was there.
Yeah. So why aren't they getting bread? Like if doesn't winning get you money?
The school will get some bread, but like and even that, like we got so much infrastructure stuff with that school, like they got a lot to, fix up on. But I mean, I haven't been back since I left and graduated. But I think it's a little better now. They got like another jersey or something and new helmets. But yeah, I mean it's still the same, like weight rooms in the basement of the dorms. And they got like a little lounge. They do the best they can though, for sure. The head coach, Mark Duda, GOAT.
Yeah.
GOAT. So,
Man, it's really levels to this. Like,
yeah.
Because, like, man, I didn't think it was like that.
Yeah, like
Going to a room,
you
it's crazy.
You got to think, because they would do it by positions too. So just imagine like a whole starting offensive line in a room together.
That's stinky, bro.
And like the room is like as big as we like this. The room we in now.
Nah, that's crazy.
Like it was wicked, yo.
Now I
And
see
then-
some videos though. It's like a bed dresser, like bed dresser, like four corners.
That's how it is. And then people ask, they be like, how you get through that, or like how you go from, JMU to, to that. And I was like, because I wanted to play football. I wanted to keep going to school.
Facts,
So I was
yeah.
like, what else am I to do? I'm about to stop playing just because I don't got hot water in the dorms. Like it's people with way worse going on.
Facts.
So I'm like, who am I to try to make it seem like, oh, like everything in my life is so bad? It's like I was still going to school. I was still playing ball.
Yeah.
And then going there got me to where I am now. So
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't mad about it at all.
Nah, that's crazy
Yeah.
for real. So, like, how was the competition level when you went from JMU to there? So, was it drastic or?
Yeah. Because you know who we playing here. And then I'm playing like, I turned 21 when I was there. It's like me and like two other dudes who was 21. Everybody else like 18, 19 and stuff. So I'm like, yo, like, I got to be the big dog out here now, Like we was young when we that time when I left.
Yeah.
So then I leave, and then I've been like a OG or whatever since I left.
Yeah.
Because then even when I got to Hampton, I was like 22. I was a redshirt junior, but I've been in school for how long?
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
So competition wise, we had some dogs on our team though. The number one JUCO player and corner who went to Jackson State, Nugget. He was at the Legacy Bowl in the combine with me too. He's tough. My boy Tig, he played at Penn State.
Mhm.
He from Jersey.
Okay.
He be going crazy. So we had some dogs on our team. So we had guys who like stood out. But like when terms like teams we played and stuff like that, like it felt like high school for real. Like
That's crazy.
our defense scored 21 points a game.
Nah, that's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, we was crazy with it, but I was just enjoying the moment. I think it brought back the childhood like joy in playing again.
Yeah.
And it just made me want to just, keep playing even more than I already wanted to. So even when I was here, like at times I would feel like it was more like a job kind of, or like I'm like, dang, like I gotta go do this.
Mhm.
But then when I got to JUCO and going through what I went through, it's like I
this.
get to do it,
Yeah.
So I was just more, and even when I was here, I was appreciative of a lot of stuff, but I took it for granted with my actions.
Yeah, facts.
And then when I got there, I got to, changing myself and my mindset and how I approach like little things and stuff. And then kind of just grew from there and learned to appreciate it, value it, like genuinely.
Yeah.
And just move on from there.
So playing at LAC, you know what I'm saying? Obviously you did good. Like what was recruitment like coming out of LAC, and what made you choose going to Hampton?
It was cool. I think teams probably or schools probably shied away because of the DUI stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then and I was 21, so I only had 2 years left. And then I think a lot of it was probably why I left, pretty much. And then I was 250 and I played middle linebacker. I was 250 when I played middle linebacker here, but like that's not where the game is. You got to be 220, 230 range and stuff. So I think it was a mix of like a couple of those things. Like I was a leading tackler on the #1 team in the nation. We was #1 in like everything.
Yeah.
And I had crazy film, but they could be like, on one hand, they might say like, oh, like you're 21 playing in JUCO, like you're supposed to be doing that, which is the same thing I heard in high school.
Yeah.
You know? And then so I always just look at it as like, I'm always having my back against the wall. I always feel like that, even if I don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was cool. And then picking Hampton, I had a couple offers. Most of the schools was like in the MAC and stuff. And then I was gonna go to Liberty, and then some stuff fell through. But I think the way it worked out, I was where I was supposed to be though.
Yeah.
And it was like right before like when going to HBCU was like a trend and stuff, pretty much. But I think it was a great experience because I tell people now like I've been to PWI, JUCO, and HBCU.
Yeah,
like I done seen it all.
Yeah,
like
try
it
to
ain't
say.
nothing somebody could tell me about school that I haven't seen myself.
Yeah,
So.
For sure. So playing at Hampton, tell us about that. Like, how was it? Because Hampton is another FCS school, and JMU was an FCS school. So it's like, how was it going from JMU FCS to Hampton FCS?
We was in the Big South my first year when we played, and that's like Campbell, A&T, who else? Like North Alabama, Kennesaw State.
Is Monmouth in y'all?
Yeah, they was in it. They just moved to the CAA with us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like we was in the CAA this last year,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
past fall. But it was cool. I think what was different though is the fact that I was older and I knew how to handle what I needed to.
Yeah.
And I think when I was here playing, I was like super simple with a lot of stuff, and you can't be at this level.
Yeah.
So I think by the time I got there and I was playing, like it could have been the same level of competition that we was playing here, but by the time I got to that point and having to go through what I went through, like mindset wise, it was just normal to me for real. So it was definitely fun though for sure. And then it's weird because I'm like I started in the CAA, then my last
Ended
year
up
was in the CAA.
Yeah.
So,
Full circle.
yeah.
Circle. How was campus life like though? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, PWI, JUCO, HBCU. How was it like being at a PWI and then now being at an HBCU night and day?
Yeah, nah, it's not even the same. When I first got there, it was like it's kind of like a family kind of vibe. Like you almost had like a cookout or something for real. And like Hampton's like one of like a prestigious like school, so they take like academics like crazy there. So having a degree from there, means something for sure. But campus life, I wasn't even involved with it because by the time I got there, I just came out of JUCO. I got 2 years left. I got 2 years to do what I need to do. So I wasn't going to no off-campus functions, no parties, no nothing. I was at my crib. I got dumbbells and stuff in the crib, bands. I'd be in the crib like chilling, like watching football, whatever. Like dudes there would call me like uncle, like granddad or something like that because I don't be on nothing. Like,
And that's crazy because that's the complete opposite of how you was when you was here.
yeah, yeah. Nah, here was that was a time for sure.
Nah, they calling me granddad, grandpa, and all that stuff too. So I feel it.
Well, you deserve it now though.
Yeah,
you up there, dog.
Bro, we the same year, bro. Come on.
Yeah, you playing another year. Which, by the way, I want to say because I was talking to Percy about this earlier. I'm glad you got another year and you playing, bro.
Yeah,
I'm happy for you because
Thank you,
he
man.
had them
Crazy
injuries and stuff,
Yeah.
and we knew what he could do
Yeah,
when we was
facts.
our scout team, our redshirt year. It's crazy.
crazy. That
Crazy.
scout team of JMU history.
Crazy.
To this
You
day.
guys, man. So you can talk to like Stinney,
Sure.
Taylor Woods, Marcus, Carden, Shore, like all of them. Like, bro, our scout team was crazy.
It
I
was
mean,
a
it was
scout team
different back
full of
then because
dogs.
y'all was actually a lot of hit. Scout team now is like tag.
I mean, we weren't supposed to hit
Yeah,
for
we
real.
weren't supposed to, but
But,
we
like-
was
No,
with
but I'm
all of
saying
it.
like that culture back then, like kind of like encouraged it a little bit. Like they was okay with it. I remember my freshman year on scout team was like, you touch a offensive line, they start, you know what I'm saying, crying like, bro, you on scout team, like, bro, don't
No,
touch
I
it."
He got kicked out of practice.
Hella times.
Bro, I used to get screamed at like every day. I catch a pick. Why you catching the? What do you mean? You threw the ball to me. I'm catching. Like, come on.
Nah, it would get to a point to where they would tell us like, don't rush. Like the coaches, they'd be like, don't rush or like don't guard the receiver and stuff, or like contest the ball or nothing. Like they would tell us like contest the ball, but obviously don't go to the ground. But it was leading to the ground because dudes was going at it.
Mhm.
And then one time it was a fight with Riley and LJ. The one time my freshman year, like
Oh yeah.
See, I wish we
It
had
was
more dudes
wicked.
like that though, because like, I mean, the coaches still be saying that, but it's like, bro, compete. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's football at the end of the day, and yeah, you might get in trouble a little bit, but they're not going to, you feel me, kick you out the team because you're just competing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you do something dumb. Like, we're not saying if you want a scout team, do not do anything dumb that will hurt the starter. Of course, do not. But compete, you know what I'm saying? Compete in a safe way. Go 100%. But you know what I'm saying? Just don't try to hurt your
It's a smart way to go about it.
It's a smart way to go about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's how they know how to do that in the pros.
Yeah.
They barely hitting. Like they not hitting at all really during the season.
Yeah.
But like even leading up like right to it, like they're not hitting crazy, doing none of that. Like you got to know how to practice on your feet.
Yeah,
Like, that's a big thing. Learning how to practice, bro. That's a huge thing that you're gonna learn over time. But it's like find a safe way to compete. You know what I'm saying? Body control is big. Body control.
nah, for real. That jump, man. Those memories from our redshirt year, man, it was hilarious.
Why'd you kick out of practice?
Huh?
He was tweaking.
He was tweaking. When I tell you, we was going at it when I came in as a freshman, every practice was my Super Bowl. I was going at it.
Game 7, Braun, every practice.
Every time. Me and Stinny, we were going at it. Liam he was playing well as a freshman. So me and Liam, we was going at it. Like all the O-line, it was me, who was Zebo, all them boys in there. Yeah. We was going at it. Like it was like I really took it seriously.
Who kicked you out?
Coach Houston. Yeah.
I'm saying what did you specifically do? And he was like, Isaac, go to the locker room.
I'll tell you, he was tweaking up and they was telling him to chill out. He kept tweaking up. And then he was like, get off the field and stuff. And then he was acting like he ain't even hear him. Like he out there just standing like at the 5, like just waiting for the next rep. And he like come up tweaking on him. And then he start walking off the field. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, but that's young me. I've developed a lot since then. I've become one of them old guys who's telling the young guy to chill out a little bit. But no, I definitely cherish those. It was a fun time because like even though I was fairly successful in my time like at JMU, it started out when I was butting heads with the culture of the school and stuff like that. So like you look at me now, you like when I tell some of the young guys stories about what used to happen with me and like getting into fights in practice and like going back and forth with players and stuff, they're like, man, really? Like they can't see that because what they see now, but it's like you really grow a lot.
Tough guy.
Shut up. You grow a lot through college. Like you really change who you are, gets molded a certain way.
It's crazy too. Like you said, you get molded. I remember I was like my senior year in high school. I was at like something my sister had at her house. I think like a housewarming party or something. And like one of the dudes who were there was like asking like, "Oh, you play ball? Like what school you going to?" There. And like one of the main things that he said that remember me is like, "Yeah, your body's gonna change crazy." Mm-hmm. And like me think I'm like, I mean, I already work out now, but like if you look at yourself over the 4 years, it's like, yeah, you're growing as a human, but it's like I should not look like this. Yeah. Like I should not look like this. Like he should not have been that right.
You still chubby though. I don't.
Who?
You look exactly the same.
225 at 12% body fat. Check the stats. What you at? What you at?
I wasn't at a
What you at?
Huh? I'm at about. I think last time I was at about 16.
Okay, and then in the summer I'd be at 11.
That's 1%,
bro. But I'm also at 225.
I get it,
and
like,
I'm at.
I get it if you say like 3-4%.
Bro, I'm not dropping 3-4 at 225. I might have to lose like.
And I'm 260.
10 pounds.
So
you can't call me fat then. Yeah.
All right, but so one thing I definitely want to get into. So at Hampton, y'all moved to the CAA, but you also got the NIL deal with the WWE. But how did that happen? Like how only you would do something like that and get that? How did that happen?
They hit me up last April. They recruiting page. They had one class before in December, and I'm not a big social media dude. Yeah. Like I don't like TikTok. I don't be on none of that. I don't like posting reels. All my posts is football and like working out. And they hit me up and they was like, "Hey, like, this is so and so from WWE. Like, I want to like get on the phone and talk to you about NIL and all that stuff." So then message them back. I'm like checking the page because it had the blue check, but I'm like checking it because I'm like, nah, ain't no way. So then I looked up the guy who hit me up, and I'm like, okay, this valid. Yeah. So then talked to him that day. I think it was like a Monday or Tuesday, and then started getting in touch with more and more people, like 3-4 different people that week, and then went from there and ended up signing. And then I signed with them, and then they didn't announce it till June. Okay. So June was when they announced and everything, but I don't know how they found me though. I'm glad they did.
So what was the NIL deal though?
Yeah, like so what does it entail?
So it's like their way of taking advantage of the NIL stuff with colleges now, but it's like their way of like recruiting people pretty much. So like all the big stars you can name been in the league or played some type of college sport, and most of them is football or wrestling.
Yeah.
So they trying to use that as like a
bridgeway.
Yeah, like a streamline to get, more people involved with it. And I think the company died down a little bit, but like it's been on the rise like crazy the last like 2 years. So like I'm part of that, you know what I mean? Like I'm the first and only HBCU signee like they got. So that was tough. Big coming out. And then but yeah, I think it's getting way bigger than it has been in recent years, and then especially with like Triple H, doing stuff and everything. So but yeah, it's crazy.
So what do they have you doing though? Like it's like once you sign with them, like what do you gotta do?
There's nothing like I have to do. That's like one of the cool things about it, because he was like, I don't want it to be we wash our hands with you, after you done and stuff.
Yeah.
So really, they took me to SummerSlam in Nashville last summer.
Right, that's tough.
I got ringside tickets the week after our last game this last year. I got ringside tickets to a Monday Night Raw. And then I went to Royal Rumble earlier this year in San Antonio. And every time we go, it's like the big events and stuff, and they have like a bunch of NIL people. We be up in like the press box. They be showing us all the backstage stuff and everything. Like I got crazy stories from just them 3 events alone already. But they know I want to pursue, my football career.
Yeah.
But and they know because I've talked to them and I'm like, hey, like, my dream is to play football and stuff.
Yeah.
However, I don't want this to be like just something, just have some type of fame or whatever you want to call it now. I was like, even if I play in football, I still want to do some guest appearances or, do some stuff like that and always keep that relationship open.
That would be hard.
And then whenever, my football days is over with, you're going to see me in the ring. So they already know that. So
what's going to be your ring name?
I don't know, man. I get asked every time like about it.
You don't have no ideas.
I don't know. I mean, I know like an idea of a persona I want, and they call it a heel, which is like the villain. I feel
like Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, that type.
Not so much Roman Reigns, because the thing with him is like he's like a good crowd pleaser. Like he got the look, the like people behind him and all that stuff. So and they got like the bloodline stuff going. So it's like villains will be more so like Dominic, like Mysterio, like him and
Rey Mysterio.
No, his son.
Oh,
yeah, it's like him, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest. Like they got.
I'm
like,
not even
like
hip to the new people, bro.
I met him too.
I'm not even hip to the new people. I'm hip to my man Rey Mysterio, the Big Show.
I met Rey Mysterio without his mask.
Oh, for real?
For real? Oh, he looked like.
You seen it on my gram?
Yeah, I remember that.
I ain't see that. Nah,
bro, you gotta check my gram, bro.
It's
Rey Mysterio, no mask. He didn't let nobody take off his mask. Cause like that's like a sign like disrespect or something. Like
I feel like I saw some. I remember on TikTok I seen some like old clips when he was way younger.
He had hair and like he didn't wear a mask at first.
He didn't wear a mask.
I think it was like the Mexican culture too, and like a bunch of them even in NXT
like Nacho Libre.
Yeah, and then even like in the NXT they got because that's like the stuff like right under like the main card, which is like the Raw, SmackDown. A lot of people you see at like WrestleMania and stuff, but there's guys who wear it even in that now. So he definitely is a culture icon for sure.
So who's your favorite wrestler? Like growing up, like who's your favorite?
I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand.
I'd say probably I like Stone Cold.
Of course you do.
Gotta bring that back too.
Big beard guy.
I say Stone Cold. Undertaker's always cold.
Yeah.
I ain't never really had one.
As a kid, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
He's tall.
I'm not gonna lie. Like him in the ring did scare me, but like I hated watching like his pregame, his like pre-walk down. I don't know because it just felt so demonic to me, bro.
Nah, I remember the one when he was in the casket, like
that's what I'm saying. It just felt so demonic.
Just, like, woke up
and like his eyes, like he put like the white contacts in, like his eyes like died. Like bro, I'm like,
yo, he's tall, bro. He could hoop. He could hoop, bro. Yes, bro. I've never seen him play basketball, but like he's
Big Show, big too.
Yeah, that's why he's called the Big Show.
I mean, obviously, you see him stand next to everybody. He looks.
Who's the Undertaker's brother?
Kane was hard too.
Kane.
Nah, my favorite was Randy Orton.
Nah, Randy Orton hard for sure.
Like the song was OD. Yeah. I like Edge too.
I saw Edge at SummerSlam.
Bruh. You really living a dream because I used to watch wrestling so much.
So
when I
much.
was
Friday
Monday,
Night SmackDown.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I was watching Monday Night Raw, and then Tuesdays I think it was like NXT or that one with the American flag. They use the American flag a lot. I forgot which one it was called. And then I was watching obviously Friday Night SmackDown and stuff, bro. Begging my parents to buy the pay-per-views and all that.
Oh no.
I used to watch it
Pay-per-view
so
is crazy.
much, and I had the John Cena.
Pay-per-view crazy.
Like in elementary school, I had the John Cena figurines and stuff, and the action figures, and Randy Orton, Triple H. I pedigreed some of my classmates. I used to get in trouble for that. Like it was crazy.
He was that guy.
But how was it? How was it meeting Triple H though? Like talk about that a little bit. Like how was he as a person, businessman, etc. Like would y'all talk about what you gained from him?
It was crazy because when I got to Nashville, it was my first time like going to like any event and stuff.
Yeah.
And we was like right in downtown, and we had this because they had the tryouts, and this was the first time they had a public tryout, like with all the matches and all the people who is training for it or whatever. And I seen him and Stephanie McMahon, and they was walking. I'm looking, I'm like, ain't no way it's him right there. So then he was going around talking to all the NIL people, and then I stood up and then had to get a picture with him. So I told somebody, I was like, yo, like take the off guard, you know. But I was like, I posted on my Snap, I'm like, yo, just chilling with Triple H, like no big deal. You know? And a bunch of people were swiping up, but nah, he was crazy cool. Like you could tell he like really genuine and like really cares about the company and like where he wants it to go. Yeah. And since he's like, you know, taking over and had a bigger role in, you know, how to run things, I think it's brought it up, you know. They gaining a bunch of money. Yeah. Even the shirt you see, you might not be able to see in the camera, but WWE tap out. Oh yeah. Because it was crazy. My dad got me this years ago, and then they just combined with UFC. Yeah. So it's like it's a crazy like full circle moment. But the biggest thing he was talking to me about when I first met him was just really about the opportunity, because the NIL stuff is crazy. It's like almost like anything goes nowadays for real. And I'm glad to be a part of a company that it ain't like, oh, like we'll throw you some money if you make a post or something, or every time you make a post, or you know, you like while you're in school. Yeah. This is like a lifetime like career job opportunity. Yeah. You know? And along the way, meet people. I met crazy like business people, and I got my degrees in business marketing. Yeah. So that goes back to me not knowing what I wanted to do and like study for real. Yeah. Because I got my degree in business at JUCO, and I was like, I can talk to anybody about anything. Mm-hmm. I know a bunch of different people. Yeah. I'm into a bunch of different music, a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, it only makes sense to go into marketing because that's all it is. Yeah. Being able to relate to people. So I feel like that was a perfect major because I was like, yeah, I could do this all day. Yeah. So, but I met crazy people. I met Cameron Davies. They got a big multi-million-dollar facility in San Antonio. They got pro athletes, boxers, rappers. They do food wrap trucks called Cruising Kitchens. Yeah. You know, they got crazy, you know, facilities and all that. And I met him, got his personal cell phone number, talked to him from time to time about just marketing and, you know, stuff for, you know, trying to grow your brand and everything like that. So he's a really genuine guy. Talked to Titus O'Neil. Yeah. Got his phone number. So I'll be talking to him about, hey, like, ask him questions about marketing or, you know, branding, trying to get your image and all that stuff out there and stuff. He played football at Florida. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just try to meet as many people as I can everywhere I go in those environments, because the old me wouldn't really have done that. I'd have been like, nah, like it's going to come if it's going to come. Yeah. But now every time I step in those rooms with those people, I'm shaking hands, just introducing myself. Yeah. You know, just talking about whatever and just let it flow naturally. And then that's how I met. So I met Austin Theory, Damian Priest. That's how I saw Rey Mysterio and them. I seen him, and I was like, "Yo, I know who that is." I was like, "I'm gonna go." I was like, "Hey, like I'm Keshaun, like I'm with the NIL or whatever." Like just wanted to say what's up. You know, good job at the SummerSlam, whatever. Yeah. And then we got to rapping and talking and stuff. And then 5 months Gram hit me up. So then I'll DM him and then Dominic Mysterio like every now and again, talking to them about stuff. The Royal Rumble I went to, I met Omos. Yeah, 7'4" Nigerian dude. Yeah.
No, I'm not even hip. I'm not even hip. I'm not even.
You gotta get hip to it, bro.
He's a mountain, bro. And we had a dinner, and they had like Big E there, almost, and then Bianca Belair was there too. So I met her like 3 different times, like going to the events. But yeah, got his gram. We was talking about. He's actually from the 7'5".
Oh, for real?
Crazy. We was talking about this feather and fin spot around the way. So we was talking about that a little bit, but yeah, I just try to make connections anywhere I can, whether it be through Instagram, Twitter, phone number. Just trying to more people I know, the better. And if I got a question about something that I don't know, I can just go ask them. People who are successful and know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
What is the salary like in the WWE? Like, how much do they like? How does that work? Like, what do people get paid on average? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the top salary? Like,
minimum's $350.
Really? Oh,
so what's like the top? Like, what's like a
it's probably like
OC?
John Cena.
Millions.
That's
millions.
crazy.
But you got to think too, though. Just like
That's
how
NFL minimum.
just like how like a lot of pro athletes. We'll take LeBron for example. He makes way more in endorsement deals than he does from his basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
So with them, it's like the same,
Okay.
same kind of thing.
Okay,
So.
cool.
Hold on, one second. I got some more WWE questions real quick because this y'all really excited to me. So, would you jump off a Hell in a Cell?
Yeah,
For real?
yeah. I'm doing it all. Cause they got some people doing some wild stuff, but like people who know me, I'm like, yo, I be with it all. You know? So, and I feel like you gotta be, especially going into like an environment like that, like I gotta be willing to do a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Like, and then being a heel, like the villain, like, all you gotta do, go out there, talk some trash, do some wild stuff, because that's what's gonna help, blow you up or help build your brand. It's like, oh, like he's known for, doing da. So, and then I got like 15 tats now, but I'm gonna be all the way inked up. I'm gonna have the look, the beard, probably the camo boots too with it. Like I'm gonna have the look of somebody who just gonna jump off whatever. So
have you done any have they let you do any like practice training?
No, I haven't done any physical training. The facilities in Orlando.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been like all football, like just working out, doing that right now. Cause I know that the training for that, I feel like would be easy. The hard part with that is having the commanding the stage and talking and doing the improv stuff. And I can think fast on my feet, but I just need to make sure that I'm consistent with my persona, across the board through, different types of interviews and how I am on camera, off camera stuff. Because anything I do, I want to be genuine. And that's why I don't like a lot of the TikTok stuff and a lot of social media stuff, because it's not genuine if I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't be on doing a whole lot of stuff, because if I'm not in it, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And if I do it, it's going to feel fake, and then you're going to be able to tell.
Yeah.
So like dudes watching it, like if I made TikToks and you and the boys from our first class saw, he was like, yo, he's not even into this.
That's not even him.
So it's like, he don't even talk like that. So anything I do, I want it to be me. So I think jumping off a cage and all that is definitely me for sure.
Man, that's fire.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like the villain on the pod, so I'm gonna ask you the question where everybody really want to know: is WWE real or is it fake? Are they really punching and kicking and hitting with chairs, or are they acting?
So
like how that work?
So it's like a mix of both. So like they got this thing called receipts. So like if you fighting or something, like say we was fighting or whatever, we in the ring, and then I hit you for real, then I bought a hit back, so you hit me like for real. You know what I mean? Like Brock Lesnar had a couple. Every big name you could think of has had, has done it. But I remember one match, dude kneed Brock Lesnar in the face, and like they call it, like they say he gave him a stiff one, like because you had some umph behind it. Dude kneed him in the face, like he got up straight away and hit him like overhand right, like hit really lean into it. So you gotta like look out for it too, because it's like a cultural thing too. It's like you gotta respect each other, you gotta respect the sport, and I think it's just being conscious, because they teach you how to do a lot of stuff and everything. But I mean, sometimes they be going rogue in there. Sometimes it just stuff happens, So but I think it's a crazy industry though, because like you never know what night might be a night where something just goes off script or off whatever. You know,
be ready to throw them things.
But that's why it's like exciting though, because it's like you can't really say it's really fake, but like it's real. There's a lot of real aspects to it though.
So is it like, so is the winner and loser planned before the match?
I don't know explicitly, but I know your fanfare kind of plays a little bit of a role. So like just like how Dominic Mysterio was wrestling with his dad, he was a good guy. They was all for him and stuff.
Yeah.
Then he ended up switching to being with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Now he talking crazy about his pops and stuff, and they got the family stuff going on. So I think they kind of see how the crowd responds to stuff, and I think that kind of helps determine which way they want to go and what the people want to see really, because they're all about family and the whole community and stuff. So I think it's a mix of a lot of different things that kind of help it.
When they be punching, do they teach people like you got to stomp? Like
I don't know. I be thinking that
through
too.
the training yet, but that's definitely what I be thinking too.
I was growing up watching. I'm like, why is he stomping every time?
I'm like,
I was
why are you stomping every time you punch? Like nobody do that.
Yeah, I'm like,
Right.
like it's no way.
But even though, like, once I found out, like, they didn't really hate each other and stuff when I was a kid, but then, yeah, I was blown. But
crying about it, I thought it was real.
But the fact that I don't care what nobody say, Jeff Hardy still jumping off that turnbuckle and landing.
Facts. It's like you got some of the hits and moves and stuff, that's planned, or they know how to do it to keep each other safe.
Yeah.
But I'm like, at the same time, you can't fake jumping off 20-foot cage.
Yeah, like there's no
Facts.
into
that
the
fall is real.
Table.
That
Like,
fall is real. So But
I love watching like the documentaries where they're explaining like iconic matches and what went down and stuff like that. And I remember I saw one a couple of days ago. I can't remember who it. Well, I think it was Mick Foley and somebody else. I forgot who it was, but I think it might have been Stone Cold and Mick Foley, and they were doing the Hell in a Cell, and then he like threw him off the Hell in a Cell into the table.
I saw that.
Yeah, and then after that, and I think he had like dislocated his shoulder and stuff like that, and he still got back up, climbed the cage, and then he threw him through the cage, and he like broke his tooth, and his tooth was sticking out his lip and something, and he kept going. Like
Cody Rhodes tore his pec. His whole joint was all blue and purple and stuff. Like it's definitely a lot of injuries like in the industry for sure. So, but I mean, anything I'm doing is gonna be physical. So, if it ain't getting treatment for that, I'm gonna be getting it for football. So, I'm used to it.
That's crazy. I remember as a kid though, people should be like, "Oh, they have strings behind their backs."
Nah.
Nah,
it would have looked crazy. Them
they got
jumping like
strings
that.
behind their backs. I'm like, oh,
nah, I'm excited about that. That's for you. That's tough because I definitely, of all the people I ever met, I could definitely see you being in the WWE.
That's what everybody be saying. Like they was like, yo, of course you.
Yeah,
gonna be in that joint headbutting people.
But now before that, the NFL. That's what's next on the docket for you. Julio got into the question a little bit, but how's your preparation been for the NFL draft? You talked a little bit. You went to the HBCU Legacy Bowl and stuff like that. So how has it been for you since the season ended?
It's been cool. I graduated a year ago, so I've been chilling with school. I still finished with like all A's though. So I ain't want to be no slouch, But yeah, so like last game of the season, played up at Towson, just like the last game of the season, our freshman year, up at Towson.
It's crazy.
So finished there and then signed with my agent the next day. And then I went to the FCS Bowl, and that was like within like 3 weeks, I think, something like that after the season. And so I was getting ready for that, working out, training, doing that. And then went to the FCS Bowl. Then right after that, I went to Florida. I was down in Miami training at Bomberitos, the GOAT, Shout out Bomberitos. I went down there. I went down like right before New Year's. Ain't do nothing for New Year's. Wasn't about it. I was like, as business, So went down there, was training, getting right. I felt like I was in boot camp, shaved my head and all. I took the 2-guard in the backyard and just went crazy, So ain't had no fade or nothing, but I needed my time down there though, because like dudes hit me up, they're like, yo, you in Miami? Like, I know how you is, bro. Like, I'm like, nah, bro. I can't. I got the rest of my life to do that. So,
it's not even the top time.
But yeah, so I went down there, was training, went to the Tropical Bowl, and because I played in 3, the FCS Tropical and the Legacy Bowl, so which is a lot more than anybody really
crazy,
does. And then, but I look at it as like I need every chance I can get to be playing in front of these people. Because they can be like, oh, like he got the DUI, but he can play it or he can do this, and then I don't want them to be like, oh, you played at Hampton, you played lesser competition than guys you playing in the bowl game with. Like, so I'm like, you gonna see me play, and I ain't never gonna shy away from playing ball. So if it was I play in the spring game tomorrow if I could, like, it's whatever. So, but yeah, I was down there getting right, body wise, changed my diet up a lot better. I never ate too bad, but I cleaned up a lot for sure. Got supplements I take daily. I got a routine schedule I've been sticking to since then, even since I left. Dude, I'm gonna tell y'all some secrets now too. You get your testosterone highest in the morning, like when you first wake up. And not to get all into the medical stuff because I don't know everything, but I know a little bit. I do 50 push-ups as soon as I wake up. Like as soon as I get out of bed, as soon as I touch the ground, 50 push-ups. And then I go brush teeth. And then even in my mirror at the crib, I got stuff like basically just talking trash to myself, like getting myself riled up, making sure like I'm sticking on stuff because I can't talk about somebody else if I'm not keeping myself in check. So,
for real.
And if you can't do that to yourself, you can't expect nobody to listen to you.
Facts.
So I do that, and then before I go to bed every night, 100 push-ups, 100 curls, 100 shrugs, 100 pull-aparts, and then I just bought this neck harness so I can do like the neck raises and stuff.
Yeah.
Do 100 of those. Got a 200-pound little steel grip thing. Do 100 of those. Like I do those every single night. And while I was down there,
workouts,
something like that. But I was by myself a lot down there too. Like so we'll have training in the morning, 6 days a week, and we'll be up there from like 8 to like 6 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And like some places, dudes would be gone by like noon. And then, but I was loving it. I was like, it's like football. You know, your body, your job now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm enjoying all of it. Like, so we was running, lifting, doing all types of rehab and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I was just trying to get my body right for real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the strength was never a problem, but I was like trying to get better at that, get my speed up and everything. And I accomplished everything I needed to while I was down there for sure. And then went to the combine, the HBCU combine, went crazy.
Yeah.
Went crazy, dog.
I
I weighed in at 280, ran a 4.7. My shuttle time was a 4.4. And then my vert was a 37.
Crazy numbers.
And then the bench and the vert would have been number one with like all D-line.
Mm-hmm.
And then but 4.7 at 280 is smooth. So I'm not
for
tripping.
sure.
And then so pro day, all I did at pro day was bench because we didn't do bench at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
All I did at pro day was bench and the L drill. In the L drill, I got a 7.2, which is a solid number.
Yeah.
And I got the 37 on bench. So
that's crazy.
37 on the bench is insane.
God damn.
That's insane.
Now you always been strong as an ox though.
It's insane.
I'm trying to get stronger, dog. Like, you got to get big, man.
Yeah.
I love being strong. If I'm not strong and I don't feel right, I feel soft, yo. So
it's crazy.
So, like, what's next on the docket? Like, I think the draft is what, next week?
Yeah, next week.
So, you've been obviously you probably just been talking with your agent, contacting teams and seeing where the gauge is, or like how's that going?
So right after the combine, I talked to probably like 10, 12 that night.
Yeah.
Or not that night, but like those couple of days while I was there. And a couple of them I had met before because they came by our school and I talked to them. And but me and him, like, I guess more so for me, like I know I'm really realistic about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the chance of me getting drafted is very, very low. I know that for a fact. I ain't even sure about that. I don't care about how I get there as long as I get there. So I doubt I'll get drafted, but because you always gonna have people in your ear like, oh, like, I'm gonna be watching the draft, waiting for you to get picked up. It's like, don't call my phone. Don't call my
check
phone.
on me.
Like I'm fine. Like I'm okay. But I mean, hopefully I get a call somewhere. A couple teams looking at me at fullback. So, and then one team, I don't want to name drop no teams or nothing, but one team, they like, we was talking in the interview. We was talking for like 2 hours. Like he sat back. He was like, "Man, I don't even know where we're gonna put you." He was like, "We could put like, I don't know if we're gonna put you at 3 to 5, stand up, like off the ball, like whatever." And I played everywhere in the front seven, so, and I got film at all of them. So, I think that definitely helps, like versatility wise, being able to say. Because they even asked me, they was like, "How big do you think you could get?" And I was like, "I could get touch 300 easy. Just let me eat." Like just let me eat what I want to. So
and that versatility is big.
Yeah, and then like the lifting stuff, I'm always gonna lift. I ain't never gonna try to keep my weight down for nothing. I'm gonna lift, So but yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I'm not really tripping too much about it. Like I'm gonna probably watch the draft like the same amount as I do all the time.
Yeah.
I think the only difference is now the guys that I was training with down in Florida, pretty much, or not pretty much, everybody I train with in the D-line group is getting picked up somewhere.
Yeah.
A lot of them are projected draft picks already. And a couple of them went to the combine, killed it, and everything. And all of them they've been going out, like flying out to the teams and stuff. I haven't had no like private workouts or invites or nothing yet. But I mean, I'm not tripping if I don't. I'm just worried about, not worried about, but just need the chance and the call to get there. So once I get in the door, then I'm straight. You know? But I'm happy for all my guys who I know are gonna get picked up, and I'm excited to to watch dudes that I know personally, take that next step and stuff.
Facts.
I'm just I'm just working out. I'm always gonna be working out, so I ain't really tripping too much.
I'm excited to see where you end up, bro. Like you never know how that journey's gonna end, and where he gonna go. Like Mike, he ended up having to do a tryout. He made the Bucks, and he was on the team. He got re-signed in January. So
Yeah,
for
I've
3
been
years.
I texted him too, not too long ago actually, because I told him I was in Florida. But I talked to him. I was happy for him.
Yeah.
For sure.
But nah, man, I appreciate you coming on the pod.
Appreciate you.
It is a great episode, man. A lot of good
For
insight in
sure.
this video, especially the WWE stuff. That's especially close to my heart, man.
Nigga
But,
said dear.
Yeah, man, good luck with everything. Good luck with the draft next week and the post-draft and talking to teams and stuff like that. And I know your training going to go well
For
because
sure.
you're a beast. But,
For sure.
yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
It's been another edition of the Off Schedule podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment who you want us to have next on the pod or what you want us to talk about on the pod, anything like that. Make sure you go follow Keshaun on Instagram. He don't post that much extra stuff, but he
Still
is
support my guy.
yeah, it's still a good follow, man.
Appreciate it.
And again, thank you, bro.
Hey, appreciate y'all boys having me, man. It's good to be back.
Sure. All right, peace.